Welcome back, everybody, to the Outcast In-Laws. Now in 1080p.
Hopefully, anyways.
Hopefully we're not fuzzy, or this is going
Yes.
to be the stupidest intro ever.
Yes. The new and improved, slightly less laggy audio to video. Hopefully it's all aligning correctly.
Yeah, I mean, who knew? You know, $800 camera, shitty video.
Yes.
$62 1080p webcam.
Yep.
Now
Seems to be looking better.
Now we're in fucking business.
Yes, we are. It's so strange too with YouTube how it would work. Like if I pulled the video up like the day you uploaded them, it'd be blurry no matter what. And then I'm like, man, I'd let the whole video play watching it. It'd be blurry. And then the next day I'd click it again and I'm like, well, shit, now it's clear. I don't know.
Well, every video I've seen is like, oh, let it sit in like private for like a week.
Yeah.
Like post it privately so it does that render out. But we don't have that like that luxury because we are
not yet.
Yeah, we're nuts to butts. We need to record a double one weekend when we have like all day.
Quadruple. Like 8-hour, 3-part single episode and just split it.
Just like every like hour have like an alarm go off. Like, oop, 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 new intro. Let's go.
Welcome back. They're like, man, these guys got lazy and they just uploaded it as one really long video and they just kept saying welcome back.
We'll have to get like one of those clickers so I can do like the episode 6.
Yeah, that'd be a good one. Real interesting. Smash my fingy in it. My finger. That'd be great.
But yeah, hopefully this turns out looking better. On the computer, it looks like it's going to be leagues better.
Yes, I really hope so. That would really save us a lot of money on the next.
Just do 3 webcams.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the thing. I've tried that on my PC with 2 of these exact same cameras. Cannot do it.
It'd be really neat if we'd run a like picture in picture. Do like the main of us as you guys are seeing it now, and maybe like a float of each of us once we get like a table where we're facing each other, so you can see all the angles of us at once.
We may have to in the future run 2 separate laptops.
Yes.
And have a webcam on each if we're going to do like one pointing at you, one pointing at me. I could do Zooms, but
Zoom.
Frankly, I'm not that good at the video editing software yet.
I've never even tried. I wouldn't know the first place to begin with it.
I've been trying to mess around with it a little bit more to make the grainy video that we get look better. Yeah. But I was just like sitting at home and I was like on my OBS and I was like, this looks really good, like a really good video quality. And I was like, why don't I just take that over there and see how that works?
Yeah. And here we are. Seems to be doing the trick. I'm excited. I hope it works well. It would be, a huge cost savings to not have to buy like $3,000 cameras.
Yeah.
Be able to buy 3 $62 cameras would be awesome.
Eventually, if we ever take off.
Yeah.
And we have to invest in like the crispiest 4K pieces of beautiful
fresh can of Pringles, crispy. Moving that foil cover. Yep. Get your hand stuck.
You just dip it in applesauce.
That is so strange. Rate my snack. 3.1 dicks out of 2. That's what you got with that snack. Because that's Americans will do anything to avoid the metric system.
What's this? 321 dicks. Yep. Whose dick?
Yes. I measured and it was only 14, so.
So we went back to the man cave, and I think they redeemed themselves on that burger.
It was definitely at least jalapenos this time on this Lucifer burger. If we discussed that, I think, on the last episode, or maybe it was just amongst ourselves. We went to this restaurant, got these burgers labeled as Lucifer, and they were not Lucifer. They were not even his neighbor.
No, they are still. I wouldn't consider them Lucifer. They're like El Picante.
Yes, Picante.
If you want to make it Lucifer, just throw like at least a habanero on there.
Yes. What's small and Paquita? Chiquita.
For for Spanish.
Yes.
Paquito.
Yep.
Paquito.
Yep.
I'm really whiting that
Paquito?
up. Paquito.
Paquito.
Yes, we were
Paquito
very.
Fuego. Fuego Patico. Paquito?
And there's little Paquito. I don't know if that's like
Chiquita
measuring
pita.
up, like Paquito.
Hmm.
Yo pene es Paquito.
It is. Very true. I don't even need translation on that one.
For the Spanish speaking audience, how'd I do?
Yes. Probably very poor. But not nearly as bad as mine was.
And for the Japanese speaking audience, opai me sete kudasai.
Yes. I'll give you his direct address to send them to. If you want to DM Harold or post them in our Discord.
The English speakers are like, what the fuck are they talking about?
What are they talking about? And no, I don't speak Japanese. I just know what that meant.
But yeah, that burger definitely.
It was very good today.
I made an oopsie. So when I first got here to visit family today, we had our niece and her two parents that came over.
Yes, our other in-laws.
Yes, they came from New Jersey, and I had a whiskey when I got here, and then we went to the man cave.
Yep.
I had a peanut butter stout, which was delicious, just kind of bit too much sweet.
Yeah.
And then we did a, what's it called again?
A flight.
A flight.
Yes.
So we sampled 4 different kinds of beer, and other than a overtone of flavor, like
Yes.
a slight bit of blueberry, slight bit of orange, they all tasted pretty much the same.
Yeah. If any of you guys are out there and you work for some of these like smaller breweries, please switch up your hops. If you use the same like citron hop for every single brew you guys have, they all taste the same. Even if the aging is different and the temperature you age them at, they all have that same IPA aftertaste. Even though it's a cream ale or something like that, it tastes like an IPA because all you're using is hops that would be predominantly in an IPA for everything.
Let's go for the crispness right here.
That's very crisp.
It's going to peak hard on.
I was listening to one thing, I forget who it was, and they were talking about how McDonald's Sprites are the crisp. They're like, man, you're feeling down, you just go get that McDonald's Sprite. It hits different because it's so crisp. And
it hurts.
yeah, and the response was, why don't you just drink LaCroix then? Because it's all crisp. That's all it is. None of the sugar, all of the crisp.
Nah, those people watching, they know what a Sprite from McDonald's does, man. It's like the first time having a shot of Patron, that crispiness, it burns. It's fire.
Yeah, I'd also heard McDonald's, allegedly, I'm not making any accusations against the wonderful corporation, increases their syrup by like 20% over what they're supposed to. So the caloric ratings are way off on what they're saying those sodas are.
Yeah.
Wow, I just said sodas in Indiana. It is pop.
It's pop.
It's pop. That is now 2 times in the last probably 2 weeks I have said sodas like I'm from yeah, way. I mean, we are north, but even further north.
Hey, we can make a good argument where we can say soda pop.
Yeah, we're right in that where they show the map of where it's all. We're like near the splits of soda and pop.
It depends on my mood. Like sometimes I'm like soda, sometimes I'm like pop. I consider pop like Mountain Dew, like anything that's like
non-colas.
Non-colas. Soda would be cola.
I say that a lot of the times too. When the last time I'd said it last week, a guy at work, we went into the bathroom, not together. We both just ended up in there. There's like 7 stalls in here. And we're walking back out and we're talking, going back out to where we work at. And I turned to say something to him. I saw in the background, there was a Baja Blast sitting there. And I was about to be like, oh, is that your pop, man? I was like, is that your soda, dude? And he was like, why, yes, it is. Thanks. And I was like, ugh, I just said soda. That felt so wrong.
Yeah.
I grossed myself out.
It is the crispiest, more sugar added to it. But it beats a Burger King one where it feels like they have the bags of syrup
Yes.
sitting right next to a grease pit.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Their cups, because they're paper and like wax lined,
Mm-hmm.
taste like paper and wax. I hate getting
Are you
a
talking
Coke.
about the cups taste like that? Or-
Yes, the cup infuses that
Ah.
flavor into almost every soda from Burger King if you get one of the paper cups.
Mhm.
If you get the plastic cup, their sodas are fine. I'd always go into Burger King because they had Dr. Pepper and Coke and get that black gold mixture.
Mhm.
It's always so good. I haven't been into one in years though.
Yeah.
I've eaten Burger King and since then, but not physically gone in one to eat.
Oh man, last time I went into a Burger King is when I lived in Huntington.
When I lived in Burger King.
When I lived in Burger King, they didn't know.
Yeah, I lived in the attic, and there was no attic. It's like the crawl space between the false ceiling and the actual roof. I lived there. Fun 3 days. The most loose stools I've ever had in my life. Just living on half frozen Burger King onion rings.
I did live above a pizza place,
Oh, yeah.
which was weird going on first dates with people because I'd go in.
Meet me downstairs.
All my laundry smelled like pizza.
I'm a pizza man. I deliver. I bake. You should see me sling the dough.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I went down there for the chicken wings though.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah.
That was one thing. The show Friends, we've mentioned in the other episodes. You should love it. If you don't, you're wrong. I always imagined like living above a restaurant or a bar or something when I got to the age we are now. And clearly I have kids and house and stuff like that. So it didn't happen. But I often wonder what something like that as an adult would have been like.
I lived above Z Place, Huntington. Larry Kreider. Hey man, throw us some free Zabra.
Za.
You hip with the lingo, young lad?
Za, bro. Hey, fellow kids.
No, but when I met my wife, you came there and helped me move when I got all my stuff thrown in my room.
Yep.
I lived above a bar.
I remember that because we used a 2-door Jeep Wrangler to pull like a 16-foot trailer. It looked awkward.
But they made the best cheddar Guinness soup and wheat rolls. Oh man.
Nice.
Every payday. Went down there and got some cheddar Guinness soup
Yeah.
and wheat rolls and just dipped those motherfuckers in there and went to town.
Sounds good.
Oh yeah.
I'd give it a try.
I think they shut down though.
I guess I won't try it.
I'll try and match the recipe by taste.
Oh, okay. Well, this is cheese and Guinness mixed together. It's just cheesy beer.
It's just a whole bunch of beer with like a cheese ball in
It's
it.
just sitting in it. It won't break down. I think I'm supposed to apply heat, but let's just see what it does.
I just like my wife's potatoes. We don't know.
Yes. Might be in a bag, might have been boiled or not boiled and then mashed.
No. Okay, so Thanksgiving. I think it was like 2018.
Something like that, yeah.
My wife was on potato duty. She needed to take a shower still, so she started boiling the potatoes and then stopped boiling them to go get in the shower, and then came out and tried to mash those motherfuckers.
Yes. Did not go well.
And nobody's ever let it go.
No. It was 2 years in a row that she messed the potatoes up. So we were like, yep, you're done. You're no longer on potato duty. Thought this was an easy one, just a layup.
Truthfully, it's because she procrastinates. Man.
Yeah.
She's like, well, we got to be there at 3. I'm going to start making them at 2 o'clock.
2:56, I'm going to start boiling the potatoes. Oh, I've done that before where I had if it was a Thanksgiving or something and I diced a bunch up and I threw them in the water and I was like, oh, I'll come back to that. They're in the water, that nothing should happen. They should be fine. I'll start boiling them in like a half hour. And I came back and pull it to me and go to turn the heat on the stove and all the potatoes are brown. Like they already started breaking down just sitting in the water. Had to throw them all away and cut new potatoes up. It was a sad day. That was I think Thanksgiving at my Denver house. So probably 2012 or 2013.
Oh. Yeah, Denver was fun.
Yes.
Especially trying to fish in China.
That lure stayed on the power line for like 6 years afterwards.
Every time we went down, back down south, I would drive through Chai Lai
Yeah.
just to see if it was still there. And one day I was like, oh, it's not there anymore.
It's not there. Where'd it go? I think they actually, if they had to rerun that power line or something, but they were working on it and then it was gone.
Yeah. If you guys ever are going south in Indiana and you see a sign that says Chai Lai, don't blink, you'll miss it.
Yes, you'll miss it. Everybody constantly will pronounce it Chili, Indiana, and it's Chai Lai, even though it's spelled Chili. It's just in between Denver and Peru.
And over by Mexico.
Yep, Mexico's there as well.
Everyone's like, what?
Where is this mythical triad of South American towns in
I need
rural Indiana?
We need to go to Denver one weekend and get some pizza, man.
D'Angelo's. Pretty good. Near us, like Bourbon Street, tastes identical to me anyways. They probably order their ingredients from the same wholesaler or something like that.
That was just good times back in those days. This is when we were young. We were young kids back in the day.
Oh, look at us. So youthful. So not ready to just die at any point. Still had hope. What was that like?
I don't remember.
I was not nearly as bitter in life.
The corporate world has cracked their whip. And
oh, my goodness. I understand. I'm not thrilled with giant corporate worlds, but here we are. Welcome to America. It's capitalism.
Hey, mouse to feed.
Yes.
That's where they get you. Babies are a byproduct of corporate America to try to get you to spend money.
I think you're onto something there. That is very true. And I mean, we are the biggest consumer market in the world. Getting back to conspiracies.
Yeah.
We don't have rabbit hole today. I have a little bit of Jim Beam winter reserve, but
yeah, I decided I wasn't going to drink. That flight, man, I was toasted.
Yeah,
everything hit me all at once, and I was like sitting there ugly eating my burgers. I was like,
we inhaled them. I they were small flights. They were only maybe like 2.5 ounce glasses.
Each,
yeah, they were small, and you get 4 of them with that flight. And I split them all with my wife, so I drank like 4 ounces of beer when we were there.
Well, I had a stout and half a flight before.
Yes,
before the food,
and then the other half the flight after.
I was toasty. I was like, I told my wife to drive here. I was like,
drive me home.
I want to be passenger princess for once.
Oh, just like me being a pillow princess. I'm not. Yeah, this is so crisp.
So crisp.
More Outcast in-law ASMR.
Gotta get the sip in the.
That sound makes me want to punch my grandma in the face.
Well, Digger, let's go.
I know, both of them. Only one got buried. Oh, I guess both of them got buried, but one was cremated. So just be punching dust.
Assembly may be required.
Yes. After the punch for sure. Oh, goodness.
Hope you guys enjoy dark humor because we are full of it.
Yep. We're full of a lot of things.
Right now I'm full of poutine and...
Oh, yes. I think it was a good choice getting that Southwest with... Normally it comes with sweet potato fries and chorizo, but there was not enough heat in the chorizo to offset the sweet, so I had them sub that for regular French fries this time, and it was good.
Oh, yeah. If I was going to get that again, I was going to be like, I would have kept the sweet potato fries, but I probably would have been like, load up the salsa and sour cream.
Yes. Throw a handful of jalapenos in there. Yeah.
We love talking about food.
Yes. It's one of our main topics. It's something you have to do in life to stay alive is eat. So
listen, audience, if we ever get big and you're watching this video, come find us and we'll buy you a dinner.
Yes. First comment
says, what are we going to say? A man cave. Say man cave.
Yep. First person to comment it, I will
Someone-
have Harold message you his physical address, and he will take you to lunch.
Yes, we'll take you to lunch. No, we'll meet you there.
Yes, we'll meet you somewhere in a very public place.
Yes.
Because
The rules are you can't be someone we already know in person.
you can't be an ugly guy or ugly woman.
And you have to have blood type B.
Yes. Just for reasons.
And you have to like hotel bathtubs full of
You
ice.
also can't be an attractive male.
Yeah.
I think I really narrowed it down.
You have to be a butt ugly woman.
No, you have to be a very attractive muscle mommy. First muscle mommy to comment man cave.
Third
We'll
time?
take you out to dinner.
Rhea Ripley, third time saying her name.
Yep.
Eventually.
You know, she's a huge follower and supporter of our podcast, and we'd really thank you for that.
Her and her husband both.
Yes.
We're not coming after your woman, but
No,
she needs to stop calling.
Yeah, I know you want us to do certain topics. We haven't got to that yet. You know, I am not versed enough to talk about WWE on here. I've probably ever seen. Yeah, this is me in WWE. I can't see it. I've never watched any of it, so I don't know.
I watched back in the day when like the old Rock, like People's Elbow Rock, and then I stopped watching.
Yeah,
because I started getting laid.
Man, so you waited that long in life to watch WWE? It cracks me up hearing stories at work of the guys who follow it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, y'all are watching like the male soap opera. That's all this is. There's like a little bit of fake violence and then drama.
I get the hype. I get the hype in wrestling. Like that was a joke when I said I started getting laid. Don't take it to heart.
Yeah, incels. It's okay. This is why we need legal prostitution.
Listen, you're going far with that.
Because then you have less incels shooting places up because they can't get sex anywhere.
In game.
Yes, in games. I'm talking about shooting
Grand
people
Theft
in
Auto.
games. Yes, Grand Theft Auto. The prostitutes won't put out.
We got married. We're voluntary.
Yeah, we're also involuntary and
Involuntary
incels. Yep. But for different reasons. Oh gosh.
But yeah, for real. Like if we ever get big and say like we're at a con or something, we'll buy you a meal. Just say man cave.
Man cave. Unless you find this in like 30 years and there's a whole gaggle of you that come up and I'm poor and y'all want PF Chang's for everybody.
Change.
And I'm like, here's your White Castle slider. Everybody take a nibble. It's all we got.
You have to let us feed it to you.
Oh, yes. You have to let us feed it to the muscle mommy who's going to chew it up and spit it in your mouth.
Oh, man. Yes.
It's getting better.
It only gets better if she feeds it to herself with her feet.
Somebody else's feet.
They're the muscle mommy feet.
Oh, okay.
Right after a hot workout. Oh, yeah.
Oh, I can only imagine that smell. I don't want to imagine it.
Or like just in the wrestling boots. Oh.
That's gross. Not a feet person.
We finally took it too far. Feet is where we draw the line.
No, we can keep going. Make sure you get like those nice crusty flakes too in between your toes that have been like drying out from your feet getting too moist in your boots.
Lift up your toenail, let some of the dermatophytes come out.
And get in there and just scrape them all out and drizzle that on there. Yeah, that's gross. Doesn't really gross me out or anything. That's just weird.
Oh.
Man, Bubbly got me with the belchies.
Bubbly is the best, especially warm bubbly.
I drink all of mine warm. I found that if I cool them too much, I like maybe a little more than room temp, a little cooler than room temp, I should say. But once you get too cold, it's like it cancels the flavor out, and then it's just cold, extremely bubbly water.
See, I think Waterloo is good at holding its flavor when it's cold. Again, sponsor if you want to.
Please. I'm really hoping that's not picking up. If you guys can hear whatever the hell it is they're watching out there, leave that in the comments right after Man Cave. Try to guess what they're watching.
I'm trying to guess. It sounds like a hoedown, baby.
It really sounds like they're getting in a hoedown. I'm actually going to text her and be like, y'all need to turn that down a little.
You hoes down need to turn down the hoedown.
Hoedown too loud.
Oh, it's gone now.
Now it's really quiet. Now we can whisper. Oh, and of course her phone's plugged in this room because she had to insist on leaving her phone in here.
Well, if you send it to the group, my wife.
I did not. I'll send it to the group now.
Being a bit ungrateful.
I am being very ungrateful, just like all the gifts I've received.
Like we're not reading it.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. This just came up spur of the moment.
What are some gifts you are ungrateful for?
There was one I can think of. Sorry if I was back sending them a text to turn the TV down. Specifically, I may have mentioned this before. My grandma Jean took me to
Not Jeannie.
the Peru music store because I had a Dean guitar at the time, and
Do you remember the model?
it was like a Dean Playmate. It was one of the starter Les Paul clones. And so we went back, and they had the Dean Dimebag Daryl,
Oh.
and it had the Dimebag guitar, like a cheap Dean amp.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever gig bag, those soft bags that they claim are for gigging. Get the hell out of here. That's not what those are for. Those are garbage.
The windbreaker for your guitar.
Yes. You're going to snap your neck if you put that thing in a trunk with anything else around it. And we get it loaded up in the car. We're driving back home. We pull in the driveway, and she's like, oh, well, now I'm signing you up for guitar lessons. And I was like, what?
Oh.
She's like, well, that's the deal. If you wanted this new guitar, you have to take lessons. And I was like, you can just take it back. I don't want it then. I'm not taking lessons. And she did. She took it back.
Do you wish you would have now?
Yeah, because I was probably like 12 at the time. So or 11, probably would have learned it much easier than.
I mean, you still picked up on when you first got your, what was it, the Jackson JS2 you got?
Yeah.
You picked up pretty fast.
Yeah, I did a little guitar for a few years from like 12 to 15, 16.
When's the last time your Gibson has touched human?
Probably 2 months ago. I got it out and played for like 4 minutes.
I played my Fender Thursday and then went to go tune the E string, the bottom E. Tink, kink. I was joking at first. I was like turning away like when I do when I tune it. And it actually snapped, and I was like, joking probably saved my eye today.
Yeah, I've been whipped in the face by him before. It's more scary than it is painful when you just feel it like sting you and you're like, oh.
So now next time I go up to Sweetwater, also sponsor,
Please.
I need to get some strings.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I don't want to put slinkies on a telly.
I like elixirs. That's what I tend to run on everything I can.
Mm-hmm. I'll put on the Les Paul, my Austin Les Paul. I'll throw slinkies on that motherfucker all day.
Yeah, and tens as well should be on that. I'm sure that telly needs 9s or 8s probably because that's what it's the torsion bar is set for.
I was gonna get 9s.
Yeah, I'm sure that'd be fine. Guitar nerds out there, you may know some of these words. I hope you do because we're two guitar morons, and I'm just trying to sound like I know what I'm talking about. I've set up a couple guitars and had to dick with them for way longer than you probably should have because I don't know what I'm doing.
Guitar nerds out there, fuck Floyd Roses or fuck Floyd Roses? Floyd
Roses fuck.
Yeah.
That is the correct answer.
Listen,
there.
if you're good at them, then
yes.
Good for you. But I picked up a Ibanez and it had a Floyd Rose, and I was like, I'm never getting one of these again.
And I think too, it will depend on what series of Floyd Rose you get. If you get like I forget how they series. There's like 1,000, 2,000, 9,000. It jumps up or something like that. If you get a 1,000 series, the entry one, they're garbage. It is a Floyd Rose name on some piece of shit. But if you get to even the step 2, like the 2000 series, and you get them tuned in and you have good locking on all of it, it will hold that tune for so long.
I like the tension bridge on the PRSs.
Mm-hmm. That's like a hybrid of like a Fender design
Mm-hmm.
almost.
Yeah, that or like the old Nashville bridge style on the PRSs too.
That's one of the best, the Nashville style, the short little bridges.
We're not completely guitar illiterate.
No, just mostly.
Just mostly.
But yeah, once I got Trace's Floyd Rose and I got it tuned in, I just took the whammy bar off when I was getting it all set up.
Oh,
and,
dude.
and I was like, man, you get one of these tuned in, just get rid of the whammy bar, and that thing will hold tune forever.
Yeah, especially for a 12-year-old.
Yeah.
Who's like,
yeah.
dive bomb.
Somehow it turns into a horse. Yeah, what 12-year-olds, going from a 3/4 scale jazz master to a Jackson soloist, who doesn't make that one step?
Yeah, I would have not went with the Jackson.
Yeah. I was trying to get him on
Ibanez train.
but they didn't have any when we went. I mean, they had new Ibanez's clearly, but I was taking him to look at a used one because he wanted.
He wanted one that looked more metal.
Yes, it looked metal and looked at brand new. It was like a Jackson JS32, or a JS22. I had a 32. This was a 22, and he wanted it with a Floyd Rose. He's like, "Oh, this one looks metal," and I'm like, "Trace, that's $299 new, man. Probably not good." Not saying you can't get a deal in there because you can, but I'll say the love and care and attention does not go into those budget guitars. So I told him, I was like, if we go spend $300 to $400 on a used guitar, you're getting a $600 to $800 guitar.
Sometimes
just
even
used.
a 1200. You can get a 1200.
Yeah. And we went in there. They didn't have any Ibanez's. He picked up a ESP LTD with actives, and it was missing all the locking nut. So we couldn't tighten the strings down. So it would maybe hold a tune, but it had a Floyd Rose, so it was probably rip it out of tune.
You probably could have went to and ordered those.
Man. Oh, I'm sure, yeah. But then he's like, "Oh, jam, 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 not plugged in." I'm like, "Give it to me, I want to play it." So he hands it to me, and I just strumming some chords. I'm like, "Trace, this guitar feels like shit, man." I was like, "Dude, I'm not buying this for you." And he's like, "Oh no, it feels great to me." And I'm like, the radius in the shape of the neck. I'm like, this plays horrible, man. I'm like, I can tell you right now, there's probably 10 guitars hanging here that if I hand them to you, you'll be like, "Oh yeah, I understand this one, this particular signature model. I forget whose it was. Feels like shit." And so I tried to get him on. Oh my goodness!
You could have got a decent Epiphone.
Yeah, they only had one Epiphone in at the time, and it was a Epiphone Firebird. So it was still like $1,300 used since they rarely make those.
I want to. Is it an Iceman?
Oh, the Ibanez Iceman. Yeah.
The ones that have they're kind of look like Prince guitar almost.
Yeah, they have personally assaulted my eyes.
Oh yeah,
I do not like them.
Oh, I love them.
I think they are interesting. I would never want one.
I feel like you'd cut your hand open on it though, because they have a
shattered mirror one. Yeah. Man, I am spacing the guitar brand. Rob Scallon's signature, who makes those.
Oh shit.
And the Papa Roach signature.
Oh.
Schecter.
Schecter, yeah.
They had Schecter C6 Omen or something, and the C7 Omen.
What? Omen, Schecter Omen Extreme 6s.
Mm-hmm.
That's what my pink one was.
Yeah. They had the two of them, and they were almost matching the red burst on them. Mm-hmm. Red, almost a sunburst yellow to a red.
I think the C6 was just its own stand. They had the C6. And I'm pretty sure the Hellraiser was a C6 model. It might have been an Omen model. I'm not sure.
Yeah, couldn't tell you. But yeah, I tried to get him on those. He played them, and it wasn't metal enough. And I'm like, these are some of the most metal played guitars.
Avenged Sevenfold.
Yeah.
Dude. It's like if you'd have pulled out a fucking Sinister Gates model.
Yeah.
That'd be metal as hell.
He was not interested. I was even going to buy both of them because I was like, hey, look, we'd have a matching. I wanted the 7, you want a 6-string. Look, I can probably get both of them used. I think they're both $400 a piece.
You could have talked. You could have probably.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, both of them, like $650 out the door, something like that. And then we spotted that soloist, and he had to have it because it's the black and silver burst, and it looks metal.
That's one thing that's good about Sweetwater, though, because they will work with you. Even on new shit. We walked in there, and I was like, hey, man, I want a deal on all this stuff right here.
Yeah.
He took us down like $150 off the top of it. So
Yeah, that always helps. I've never tried that going in a store. Be like, what kind of deal can you give me?
That's why Red Herald needed to come out that day.
Red Herald. I'm going to get you a shirt with that.
Just have like a Asian waitress on the back.
Yes. Red Herald's waitress service. We'll eat that ass.
We'll eat that ass.
Oh, goodness. Speaking of eating things, like I didn't read this a few seconds ago. What's your favorite candy?
Oh, shit.
First, let's maybe break it down. We'll go with candy bars.
Okay, candy bars. So,
yeah, let's go with that one first.
now, okay, here's the question for you.
Yep.
Does a Reese's fall into the candy bar realm?
Sure.
Okay.
Is that your answer?
No.
Then why did it matter?
Because it's a big thing on the internet where people are like, Reese's it's not a candy bar.
I'm sure.
It's a candy cup. It's like, you're a fucking idiot.
You're eating candy.
So whatchamacallit?
Whatchamacallit and thingamajigs are both solid answers. Yeah. I wouldn't have thought of that right now. Mine is if we could bring it back, the white chocolate crunch bars. But I haven't seen one of those since I was at the Peru Dukes Memorial Hospital in like 1996 when my great-grandmother was dying. 0 bars. That would be probably my favorite.
Theirs are good. I just like something with a more like mass to it.
Yeah. You want that girth. You want it for the shape and the feel in your mouth, not the flavor.
I eat my candy bars for the feel.
You eat a Snickers upside down for the texture.
Just so I can feel the vein.
Yeah, I knew it.
Oh, man. Remember the Aero bars? Like the ones that had like the air holes in them?
Oh, yes. The, damn it.
AERO.
Yeah, I remember those. Then they had the like Hershey's Lights, and they were the same thing, the blown chocolate. So you get less chocolate.
It's like they took a Crunch bar and took all the nougat out.
They did, yeah. No little Rice Krispies for you.
They just like looked at it and snapped all the nougat out. Nougat was out, but it left all the air pockets.
Exactly. Okay, now we did candy bars, so bag candy. So like candy coated things.
Candy coated, okay. Boston baked beans.
What the hell is that?
It is chocolate covered peanuts.
Okay. It's chocolate covered baked beans. It's made by Bush.
Bush's Boston baked beans.
Chocolate covered.
I think, hold on, I gotta make sure.
Hickory barbecue beans.
This is not good podcast etiquette to pull out a phone.
Yeah, but we also already had to
fact-checking.
text people to tell them to turn the TV down.
Boston baked beans
Candy.
Yeah, Boston baked beans.
Okay, I've seen those before. I did not know that's what that said on that box.
Those are fucking legit. Except when you take them to Science Central.
Oh, yeah?
And you have Funyuns in your bag and they all spill into your bag and make the most vile smelling shit you'll ever have.
I love Funyuns. Mine would probably be the Tropical Island Skittles.
See, here's the thing for me, though. Like, I'm not really a candy person. There's some candies I get down on.
What about, like, comes in a box at a movie theater?
Oh, Snow Caps.
I'm going Sour Patch Kids.
Yeah, Snow Caps for me.
I think you're more chocolatey and I'm more like candy sour person. So,
but it depends. Like if we go like, oh, what's your favorite candy stick? I'm gonna say like the what's it called? The green
Sour Punch straws.
Yeah, not Sour Punch straws. No, it's like
alien wieners.
Taffy. Yeah, alien.
Laffy Taffies.
It's like the taffy, but like the tubes.
Okay. See, let's go taffy. What's your favorite flavor of taffy? And that leads into another one.
You already know.
What's the deal with bananas? Flavoring specifically.
I fucking love it. Like, since I was a kid, if anything had a banana flavoring outside of some sodas that are just like too fucking rich.
Yeah.
But I love banana flavoring. Like for Christmas, what was it, Christmas?
Yes.
You got me the banana whiskey. Oh my, that was so good.
It is. It tastes like banana cream pie.
I threw a scoop of vanilla ice cream in it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it was so good. But yeah, when I was vaping,
yep,
banana cream pie. Always smelled like banana cream pie.
Yeah. Always smelled like weird cream feet.
Yeah.
Is what it smelled like. Because to get that creamy flavor into vape juice, they will often add like almost a cheese flavor to get it, or a cheesecake flavor.
Mm-hmm.
And often the taste, the flavor on your palate is much different than the flavor as a scent. It tastes amazing, but sometimes it will smell footy like cheese.
Pie. Banana cream pie.
Yeah. Very good.
Although, in my age, pecans making a come up.
Ooh.
It's like a nice pecan pie. Oh.
I had some not too long ago at work. I think one of the holiday meals. I was like,
pecan.
I'm going to grab the pecan pie. Pecan pie.
Would you hand me a slice of the pecan pie?
Much delicious pecans.
What's your go-to taffy flavor?
Go-to taffy flavor. So, cherry, I'm sure. That'd probably be, no, green apple. Depends, man. There's so many good ones.
Wait. We're missing the obvious here. Do cowtails?
Yeah, that's a taffy. Those are good. Those are like a caramel taffy.
Cowtails.
No, that's a good choice. I struggle with the vanilla Tootsie Rolls.
Mm-hmm.
That would probably be one. The cherry Tootsie Rolls. The specific fruities.
Fruit Rolls?
The fruities. The Flintstones branded Tootsie Rolls. Give me the whole damn bag of those things. I bought on Amazon one time. It was like 9 pounds of it. I ate all of them.
I like the Tootsie brand. They branched off and made fruit rolls, and those are some of the best damn taffies I've ever eaten.
Yeah. Those would be good. I'm trying to think. Have you ever had one that was just so nasty? A candy at all that you were just like, ugh.
Black licorice.
I like black licorice, so that's not it.
I like drinking it in Jägermeister, but
we'll have to get some Roman Sambuca. I hate Jaeger.
Oh, man.
Specifically because I've gotten so sick on it.
I'll bring in some of my Kraken.
Yeah. Is it licorice?
It kind of tastes like black licorice, yeah. It's aged pretty well now. I've had it for like years.
Okay. Yeah, Sambuca is just a clear liquor of some sort, and it's black licorice flavored too. Mm-hmm. But it doesn't have that heavy sweet like Jaeger does. That just... Bleh.
It's deer blood.
Deer blood from the Jaeger. Whatever that is. And
I don't even think there's actually deer blood in it. I think there's like an FDA thing.
Yeah, I'm sure they do not allow that specifically with like chronic wasting disease now. They're probably not like, yes, ingest deer blood. We actually put bits of brain in there.
Hey, I mean, that could work out for like selling it. Like, time to get chronic wasted.
Yeah. That'd be a good one. Chronic wasting drink. Oh, yeah. I had one Filipino woman at work. Ronalyn, if you're out there, thanks for this most disgusting piece of candy I've ever had. They got back from the Philippines and she was like, hey, here, try this, and throws it to me. And the like handful of Filipino girls are sitting there just waiting because they know my American palate is not ready for this disgusting candy that they just threw me. So I'm like, oh, okay, thanks. And I rip it open and pop it in my mouth and instantly and spit it in the trash can next to me. It tasted like if you mixed the juice from a can of tuna in with fruity flavored onions. And I'm like, get rid of that. She told me what fruit it was supposed to be. It was nasty.
My brother-in-law, he's Mexican dude.
This is outside of our direct in-law circle.
No, my twin sister's husband.
Yeah.
He gave me a mango con chilis candy, and he thought it was gonna be nasty. I liked it. I think
Nice.
now, and I was like, I finally found tahini. I was like, that's what that is.
Mm-hmm. I'm not that type of white guy, man. I love this stuff.
Yeah, give me more.
Yeah.
Except for anything with fucking marshmallow in it. I can't. Like moon pies, I will make an exception for.
And those are still iffy for me.
But like, if you give me like a sponge,
Whatever that is.
it's like it's kind of like a tiny Mexican moon pie,
Okay.
but it's sponge, and I got some, and I was like, was not expecting the marshmallow.
Yeah.
It's got graham crackers, some chocolate.
Might not be bad.
Yeah, was not a fan. I'm really iffy on dessert foods anyway.
Yeah. Not my favorite thing.
I'll take a vanilla ice cream 9 times out of 10.
Yep. I'm a vanilla boy. Vanilla man.
I'm a
A
man.
vanilla man boy. A vanilla lady boy.
You're a hot woman. Nuh-uh, lady boy.
No, you're not. You're a woman. No. Did you ever see that one? That's the guy in Thailand.
Yeah, he's like,
and they're, oh, my hot ladies.
He's
I'm a
not-
lady boy.
Lady boy.
No, you're not. You're a lady. Lady boy.
hey man, what happens in Thailand stays in Thailand.
Yeah, apparently. I love
Can't
all
wait
those.
to visit.
Yep, on the way next week. Those memes where it's like day 1 in Thailand. He's like sitting in the mirror. Week 2 in Thailand, and he's like changed his clothes a little. Week 3, he walks in like clearly cross dressing at this point. Week 4, and it's like just a Thai lady boy in the room. Very funny. Another one I saw was, sorry, lady boys. I'm not trying to make fun
No,
of
we
you.
love lady boys here.
Yes.
We stand lady boys.
Maybe even lay lady boys down.
Yeah.
There was a video, and it's like surprising my friend for his like 32nd birthday, and they were in Thailand, and this guy hired like 30 lady boys to run in and start stripping their tops off and jump on their friend in bed. And he is so excited because he's like, yes, and they're recording it clearly. And then the first one pops the bottoms off, and you see his face change immediately, and he turns and glares, and all of them are stripping naked on it. Is one of the funniest videos I've ever seen.
You ever I don't remember the show, but Shane Gillis was talking about it, where they went to like a boudoir show in Thailand. And the kid he had Down syndrome, and he was like super excited. He was like, sexy dances.
Sexy dance.
And then they were asking like what you would do if like they told you they were a man. He'd like, I'd be fuming. He was English, so
Yeah.
I don't want to go into it because you can probably find the video where they talk about it. But it's hilarious.
It's one of my favorite Entourage episodes. They're trying to set up the mayor of LA to try to annex Johnny Drama's apartment into city limits so that it was something like so he could get cheaper trash service or something like that. And he wants to go hang out with the movie stars at this bar and then meets this girl that is banging hot. Well, ended up being a not so much girl, but they keep trying to warn him. They're like, Mr. Mayor, that's not what you think. And he's like, I'll be honest, I don't care what's under that hood. We have a connection. And then they get photographed getting into his car with her skirt open, and you can see clearly was not originally a lady.
Hey man, if it's your thing,
Heavy on the man.
as long as it's not bigger than mine, we won't have a problem. Put that on a shirt.
Yeah. I'm just going to stop because what I was about to say is one of those I'm like, Don't want that on the internet. Nope. Not giving people that ammo to make a clip out of.
Hopefully, by the time people find this that we work with, we're no
Yeah.
longer working in there.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. That would be hilarious. But no, I'm going to avoid what I was going to say. Hey, what's your favorite car you've ever had? Not to try to change it off for that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
One of them flipped the tranny once, so.
Oh, God, back on trannies.
No, my Cadillac
Yeah.
cracked the block because it wasn't showing me the accurate heat on the dash.
Thermostat bad.
So yeah, that had full bench seats in front and back.
Nice.
First time I got roadhead in that car. Memories.
Memories all alone in the moonlight.
That's where my very quiet friend yelled at my ex-girlfriend. It was hilarious.
Yeah. Dan.
Oh yeah. She was being a see you next Tuesday.
You'll have that sometimes.
And he decided that he was done listening to her. So he yelled, and she never heard him really even talk. So she got out of the fucking car.
Yeah. He is one of the softest spoken people I've ever been around.
Yeah.
He talks really quiet, kind of like this. You really got to pay attention. He's funny as hell, but he talks really
He's
quiet.
funny. He's funny as fuck.
Yes.
Especially you put a beer or two in him. He's a very awkward kind of guy, though.
Yeah.
What's your favorite? What's your favorite car that you've owned?
That I've ever owned. That's a tough one because I've had like 22 different cars at this point. Probably my 05 6-liter Power Stroke.
Oh yeah.
My F-250. That's probably the one I miss the most, but we're cutting that out. My 95 Mercury Cougar XR7.
There's a random Cougar driving around where we live now. I don't want to say the exact town.
Yeah.
Make it harder. We'll give you like the state, some towns around us, but I'm not going to tell you where I'm actually living.
Yes.
Yeah. There's one driving around there.
Nice. I've looked at a couple to buy one just to have to drive around, mess around with, but I don't want to put money into a car that gets like on the highway 16, you know.
Now, if you could, let's flip that around. You say not like any car you could have. You can't have any car. You can't go out and automatically have a McLaren or something like that. What would be one that you would want?
So I can't pick like a supercar, just something realistic.
Something realistic.
A like 2007 Mercury Grand Marquis.
Oh yeah.
I love them. I love those. The Ford Crown Vics and the Lincoln Town cars.
I want a Chevy station wagon.
There you go.
I've always wanted one where the back end opens sideways instead of up and down. Or a hearse.
Yeah, that'd be neat.
Something like that, man. Like something like different.
I'm magic. Oh. Yeah, there are so many cool like retired cop Caprices now that you can get with a 6-liter rear wheel drive. Those would be super fun. You can get them for like $8-9 grand.
The Mercury version of that's the Continental, right? The Crown Vic.
So the Crown Vic, the Mercury Grand Marquis,
yeah.
And then the Lincoln has Continental, which is slightly different. It's actually the town cars based off of those because the Continentals in the new ones were V8 front wheel drive in that era. Now I don't think the Continentals are the same now. But yes, I would also love a 65 Lincoln Continental.
Oh yeah.
Hardtop, I don't want a convertible.
If we're going older, I'd probably go like an old C10.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
Like just clean ass C10, candy blue.
I was looking at a 1970s F350, 1970 F350 quad cab. Like, man, I'd love to buy one of these if I could find a clean body and swap like a 6-liter Power Stroke into it. But they're like 40 grand for a body on that truck. And I was like, I don't want to spend that much on the truck, let alone
Yeah.
just the body.
Could get a F650
Yeah.
straight legal.
One of like 6-door.
Yeah. You got to pay like $300 for an oil change just because.
Oh, yeah.
It's ridiculous. I pulled it next to one at a McDonald's one time, and I was like, "Yeah,
They're huge.
dude probably has like a rope ladder that rolls out every time he opens the door."
Mhm. Yeah, because I think once you hit the 650s, that size, I think they switched to cat engines.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry if I'm speaking out of school, but I think that's what it used to be because I don't think the regular Power Stroke engines had enough power to be moving the vehicles that big and
That's like
move
a
weight.
miniature semi at that point.
Yes, it is. Not even that much more miniature. They're huge. Similar, I mean, the 650s are still bigger than the Chevy Kodiaks or GMC Kodiaks, whatever they are. And those still ran a 6.6 Duramax in them. Duramax.
Man, I wish they would have made the under hub semis, the ones where
Oh,
the
yes.
cabs underneath the
Was
trailer.
it Ferrari made that
Yeah.
to begin with? And they just drive under the trailer.
Easy to park.
Yeah.
Fucking just turns underneath it and then perfect 90 degrees, easy as cake.
That would be neat to see. See them actually in use.
They had a concept for it in the movie Logan.
Yeah.
Is it
Never
Logan?
seen it.
Yeah, Logan.
Take your word for it. If you give me any like comic book movies or anything like that, I probably have not seen them.
I haven't seen all of them. I stopped after a while, but Logan was like one I had to watch because it was more drama than like action,
Yeah.
comic book action.
Yep. I never saw that one.
And I cried.
I heard it was very good. Mainly the ending was like
Yeah.
extremely good. Or sad.
Just like season 3 of The Last of Us. Well, season 1, episode 3 of The Last of Us.
Yeah. I'll take your word for it.
It was Ron Swanson, Mr.
Nick Offerman.
Nick Offerman. He played, I think it was Bill. And he had a lover who was another man.
Lovers.
And not saying that's bad, but it was sad because he ended his life with him. He completely veered off what the game did, but
Yeah.
very good episode. And I was like,
I'm sad. I'm not crying. You're crying. My goodness, I finished The Walking Dead the other day. Finally finished the last 2 seasons. That took me like a year and a half to watch. So now I moved on to Fear the Walking Dead. And try to watch through that and then give it a Google of which one, if I should watch Dixon and then For Those Who Live, or just Those Who Live, whatever it is. If there's an order in the 2 that need to be watched, or if it's like watch episode 1 through 3 of Dixon and then we'll flip over and watch 1 and 2 from this and then 4 and 5 from that. So
fuck that, man.
I don't know.
See, I've watched up till season 4 of The Walking Dead.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've watched the first season of Fear of the Walking Dead and
Yeah.
like the second episode in on season 2.
Yep. I think I'm on episode 2 or 3 of season 2 currently. I think I watched through season 4 when it was airing, but that's been so long. I am like, it seems like I'm legitimately watching them for the first time again. Now it'll be points where I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that
Yeah,
now.
stuff that like when we started watching it the first time over in your old house,
Yep.
I didn't remember correctly.
Yep.
And
And
then,
that was in the Denver house too.
Mhm.
So that was a while ago.
but I started watching it again, and I will fight anybody who says that Fear the Walking Dead is the weak point of the series.
No.
It is probably. I haven't seen any of the Those Who Live or the Dixon,
Yeah.
but I will say, any day, Fear the Walking Dead over regular Walking Dead.
Mhm.
Okay, season 1 and 2 are equal with Fear the Walking Dead.
Yeah. Season 1 and 2 of just the regular Walking Dead were awesome. It did a really good job starting that world of those shows. But what it didn't ever do through 11 seasons was give you the background story
Mhm.
at all. And that's where fear came in, whatever, when it was in like season 5, I think regular Walking Dead was when they started fear or something like that
Yeah.
towards the end. And seeing like the world start crumbling and falling apart through season 1 of Fear the Walking Dead, it really helped build that story.
Like that's what it would be like from our perspective if it actually
Yes.
happened.
Like not all of us are going to be Rick who get shot and pass out in a coma and wake up 2 months later and there's zombies everywhere.
You mean Mr. Plot Armor himself?
Yes. I am so happy Andrew Lincoln decided to return.
Yeah.
And
Completely went different than it was in the graphic novel because
Yeah.
Carl did not die in the graphic novel. It was Rick.
Yeah.
I think it was Rick. I know Carl didn't die.
Carl. What?
Carl.
No, Carl. Yeah, but he's gonna be back, so I'm excited about that. Him and Michonne be reunited.
Oh, what's the? You didn't like him in that one love movie?
I didn't see it.
What's it called? Crazy Stupid Love or something like that.
Crazy Stupid Love, and also there's zombies here. Didn't watch it.
Man, I would hate to be in an actual like zombie apocalypse scenario. Even if I survive, like it'd just be meeting the weird motherfuckers out there. Like,
Yeah.
this is my girlfriend. Her name is Zombra.
Zombra. Yep, we're both cannibals now.
So if they only meat sheets, mine.
That's because I pulled all her teeth out.
She gums it down.
Yeah.
She's very enthusiastic.
That's like Max Brooks in who was surviving the zombie apocalypse. Was it Guide to Survival? Wasn't Scout's Guide because that was the movie.
Yeah, it was a zombie survival guide.
Yep. There's directly like a chapter about why you should not have sex with zombies.
Oh man, that one's a good one. J.L. Bourne, Day by Day Armageddon. It's like a
read that
journal.
Okay.
Kind of like he like writing a journal as he's going through the zombie apocalypse. It's pretty fucking good. I read that in like 2 days.
Yeah.
Couldn't put it down. But
I love when those books hit like that.
I have been into zombies for like since I was like probably 15.
Oh, you sweet summer child. I remember
It's probably earlier than that.
I saw
Night of the Living Dead.
Dawn of the Dead. I was in Florida in Key West, and this would have been like 1997. So we've been like 7 or 8, and we were staying down there, me and my friend with his family and his older brother, who is like 4 or 5 years older than us, 6 years older than us, had the VHS of Dawn of the Dead.
Was it the newer one?
No, it was the original George Romero 1972, 74, 72.
Yeah.
68, 76 maybe?
I say mine was probably around that time, probably a little bit later, but it was Return of the Living Dead when they had the zombie in the vat in the
Oh yeah. The barrels and stuff. And they come out. Yeah.
comes out and just like takes a chunk like he's eating a jawbreaker.
Yeah. Yeah, I never got into the Return series because I am a George Romero purist, and George Romero and John Russo both made Night of the Living Dead, and then they had like such a disagreement about what zombies should be.
Oh yeah.
They split apart and started making their own movies. George Romero went with like the traditional zombies, like walkers.
Yeah, you got like Dawn of the Dead, Land of the Dead, Diary,
Survival. I don't, for the life of me, I can't remember the last one. And there's one more that's being written. Allegedly, his last one he had made is going to be produced.
I don't know. Like some of the campier ones are good. Like, listen, Return of the Living Dead. You got like purplish blue skin not goth.
Goth mommy zombies.
Yeah, punk mommy, dude. Oh, my God.
Some muscle mommy, goth mommy, punk.
She's running around like
zombies.
just completely full frontal for the whole movie.
Have you seen Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse.
We should watch it. Man.
I bought it, and then me and Trace were watching it because when it came out, I'm like, I need to watch this. And maybe it was on HBO. Maybe I didn't buy it, and we were just watching it. And there's a part where the zombie's walking through this gate, and they slam the gate shut, and it snags her shirt, and her huge breasts just pop out. And the main character's like, and then turns and runs away from her. It was one of the funniest scenes I had seen in a long time. I lost it. I was laughing so hard.
I started watching it. Had what's his name from Workaholics in the beginning?
Yeah. Yeah, he's the
janitor. I started it, and literally the bus rolled up, and I was like, maybe I probably shouldn't watch this while the kids are awake.
Yeah. And not me watching it with my kids.
Hey, man, he was old enough at the time.
Yeah, it was Trace. So he just, I'd look over and here's him just awkwardly looking away. I'm like, it's fine.
He's just taking mental
he's
photographs. He's loading. He's buffering the picture.
I'm actually looking in the reflection, though, so it looks like I'm staring away, but I'm watching in the mirror.
Dude, I never looked away.
I always felt so awkward as a kid when that stuff would start happening, and then you're like, God, these people are making out. Now her boobies are out. My dad's sitting there, and he just looked over at me to see if I was looking. I'm just going to stare at the ground for like 10 minutes.
Listen, we lived in a trailer when Titanic came out. I had this blanket that had a hole in it. So we were watching Titanic, and I saw the boobs start happening. I put it over my head and still looked through that hole.
I just continued laying in the blanket, but my wiener started coming out of the hole.
my mom and dad had to know what I was doing. I was like, because my head was still looking at the TV.
Yeah, they're like, Harold, we can see you through the hole, man. No, you can't. Hiding.
No, you can't. Kate Winslet tits are probably top tier. I don't know now. I haven't seen them.
I haven't seen him since that.
Kate, if you want to send us a picture,
movie,
join the Discord, Kate, and send us some pictures.
Yeah, please. We'll get like a subcategory in the Discord where you can go and post those types of pictures.
NSFW, there you go.
That'd be a good one.
So, what would be the most awkward situation that you could
that I couldn't get out of?
Couldn't get out of. I was trying to do that smooth there, but I couldn't.
I almost tried to roll it there because I looked over and saw that when I was saying about how awkward something else was, and I was going to just roll that, but I had to finish the story I was on. Most awkward thing I couldn't get out of. My great aunt tried to set me up with my cousin at my great grandfather's funeral.
Oh.
We were walking up, and I didn't even know this would be my dad's grandfather, that I even still had a great grandfather at that point because I was like 15. So I, get home from school one day and my mom's like, your dad's grandpa died. And I'm like, who? And they're like, great grandpa Red. And I'm like, who the fuck's that? I don't even know who this person is because him and my dad never got along. So we never went to see him. So whatever, the funeral's that weekend. We're standing there. It's my mom, my dad, and me. I think my sister had walked off, and we were talking to my grandparents up at the casket, and my dad's aunt came up and grabbed me. She was like, oh my God, you're so adorable. You come with me. Come on, let's go out here. I want you to meet my granddaughter, who in her head, she is not connecting that this is like my fourth cousin. So we get outside and she drags me out there. Chantel, come here. I have some cute boy I want you to meet. And that's literally how she sounded too. I'm not just making her sound Hilljack for this story.
Maybe she did know.
Yeah, I mean, her name was Virginia. So
that accent, she might have been like, oh, cousin.
Yeah, right, Virginia's for siblings. So
I mean, it works now that you always say that cousins are for practice.
Yeah, cousins are for practice. So she pulls me over here to where her granddaughter, my fourth cousin, is sitting with two of my other cousins who I know. And I'm just like, hey, Amanda. Hey, Adam. We're just like, hey. And they're like, well, this is weird. I'm like, yep, I'd really love to leave right now. And she's like, oh, well, you guys should sit here and hang out. And she walked off, and I'm just like, bye, and went back inside.
Oh, yeah. Nope. Nope.
No, none of that.
I'm good.
No dating your cousins.
I've never been introduced, tried to have anybody try to make me date my cousin.
Yeah. Oh, they didn't have to try too
They didn't
hard.
have to try. That town I grew up in, man. It was hard not to.
Yep. Lucy, I love you. Everybody knows cousins are for practice. That stuff's in here. It's just not a long-term breeding successful plan.
Yeah, I would start like talking to a chick, and my mom would be like, "Oh, I think we're related." I was like, "Okay, I'm done talking to her now." Fucking ruin that.
Yep. Thanks, man.
I was getting like 20, and then my mom's like, "Start doing that." She was like, "Do you want grandkids at this point?"
Because
Shut
we're
the
related
fuck
to
up.
all of them.
Just shut the fuck up.
Sorry, this one was born with 3 eyes and 4 arms, but
It's got more to love.
yes, a little spider monkey.
No, the most awkward situation. This is gonna get graphic. Okay,
Yeah.
I was a young kid, and this is when cable was becoming like hot,
Mm-hmm.
and my parents never put a block on anything. So I was in my bedroom, door open. Not even like I wasn't even ashamed at this point. I rented a filthy movie,
Mm.
and I was just flogging the hog.
Yep.
I was
just beating it like it owes you money.
I had just discovered this part, like how to
I
do
am
this.
the milkman.
Yeah, I am the milkman. My milk is delicious.
I'll take your word for it.
I was just going to town, looking at the TV. Like I had the lip going, a
Drool.
little bit of drool coming out.
Turning more into a caveman.
My dad walks in. Like this taught me I have to shut the door. After
Yeah.
this. But my dad walks in. I look at him. He starts talking. What made it more awkward is I started back up.
He also took off his pants and sat down.
He's like, what are we watching, son?
Oh, this is one of my favorites. Wait till she walks in here in the next scene.
Well, there's not actually pizza in the box.
The girls never came. Oh,
Nah, he was
gosh.
like, we need to talk later. Walked out, shut the
Sounds
door.
good. Leave me go away, I'm baiting.
That was the most shameful climax of my life, but I finished.
Yeah, that's good.
You always
Never
finish.
give up.
If you spent $9.99 of your parents' money, you better finish.
Oh, goodness.
Oh man, yeah, that was the most awkward one. Like looking back on it, awkwardness.
Yeah. There's so many that I just don't want to even bring up.
Been caught talking shit,
Yeah.
and it's just like every time it pops in your head, you're like, oh, you cringe.
Just put my foot in my mouth. Oh, I was in like freshman year in high school. It was a teacher I had in 7th grade, and then she moved to teaching high school. So then I had her like 9th grade and senior year. And her husband owns a water company in Wabash. And I had said like, oh, that water brand. I was like, oh, do you like that? She's like, yeah, I'm okay with it. I'm like, oh, my dad switched to buying it from Colligan in the like water coolers for at our house.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, oh, what do you think of it? I was like, it tastes like bleach. I'm like, I do not like it. I hate things that you drink them and then you're more thirsty afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a water that was dry. Yes. And she was like, my husband owns that company. And I was just like, oh, it's great. This is good water. It just walked away.
Oh fuck, that's hilarious.
Another one. We were in 8th grade social studies, and this teacher hated me for the rest of my life. Probably still does. If he saw me today, he'd be like, and tried to burn me with his eye lasers. We're sitting there, and he's playing this video. It was on his visit to Pearl Harbor, and he'd recorded all of him walking out to the ships on the little bridges, floaty bridges they have, and it's him, and he keeps recording his wife, and she's walking ahead of him like, ooh, he's talking to her and recording everything, and my friend Levi starts talking, and Levi, I think I had to bite this bullet for you because I think he blamed me forever. Why do you keep filming that fat woman? And I already saw when he starts talking, why do you? And I'm like, no, sure, like trying to get him to stop. He was sitting to my right. I'm like, no, why do you keep filming the fat woman? And he's like, that's my wife. And just got so mad, which I mean, I get it. But I was like, Levi, shut the fuck up. Shut up. Shut up. Oh, I didn't know. Okay. And I'm sure that was probably one of his most awkward moments of his life. But yeah, that teacher hated me forever after that. I think he must have thought I was the one that said it when it was Levi directly next to me that said it. Good times.
School ones are embarrassing too, man.
Yeah.
I got caught looking down a teacher's shirt.
That's awkward. You nailed awkward with that one, bud.
She was hot, dude. She was my Spanish teacher. She like wore like a cardigan with nothing underneath it, so you could every time she bent over, you could just see titty. I think she was a predator at that time. Now thinking back, she might have been a predator.
Child predator, yes. Things are checking out now.
Hot for Teacher starts playing in the background.
Hot for Teacher.
No, but she caught me, and I was like,
Mm-hmm. Did you ever get kicked out of any classes in the middle of them?
Oh, yeah. So we had a thing in high school where you couldn't say the F word. And
well, there were so many.
I was wearing like soft moccasins to school one day.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to put shoes on. So I was sitting there in class, and someone like knocked a book off their desk, and it like landed on my foot. You probably heard that thud right there, but it landed on my foot, and I was like, "Oh fuck!" And my plant soil science teacher was like, "What did you just say?" And I started going off like I said, "Fuck!" Knocked the book off the fucking table, landed on my fucking foot. I got sent home for 3 days for that.
Yeah. Nice.
Good times.
Yeah. Got sent out to the hall one time in ag class. If any of you guys go to city schools, you might not have had agricultural
science.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's what plant soil science was.
Okay.
It's agriculture.
Yep. And he was like, anybody have any good jokes? And they better not be inappropriate. I'm like, yeah, I got one. And he's like, okay. I was like, what's the difference between a Mack truck and a test tube baby? And he's like, well, I go, neither one's Peterbilt. And he's like, get out in the hall now. I thought it was funny. He apparently did not. So I got to sit on a bench in the hall for the next hour.
He just comes out. I finally got it. It's hilarious.
Yeah. It's like, that's funny. Yeah, I got kicked out of a math class one time. We had this teacher, and it was my freshman year in high school. I got put into Algebra 1 with like everybody that had failed it for years. So I get in there, and it's me as a freshman, like 2 other freshmen, and like all seniors and like 1 or 2 juniors, because they all like could not pass it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, how did this end up that I'm in the flunky class? So this one guy, Zach, who sat in front of me, who was like his like 3rd fucking time in this class, was like, hey man, just give me a blank sheet of paper, because we graded all our own homework. He's like, just erase the date and write the new lesson number, and I'll just say they're right. And she'd only collect like every 5th day or something, like 1 day a week would she ever collect them. So we get like 3/4 of the year done. And she had returned all these incorrect homeworks and stuff. Please, kids, don't do this. Just do your homework. It's way easier. And she finally goes through them. And she pulls it up, and it's like a chapter 2 fucking homework with the answers just written on it for chapter 58. And she comes and gets me out of my bio class, pulls me out in the hall, and she's like, what is this? None of this right. None of the work is even right. This is not the same thing. How long have you been doing this? I was like, what happened? I don't even know what this is. How did you end up with one of my old papers? You know? She's like, yeah, it was you and Zach. I found all of it, which was like 2 lessons. We got lucky that she only saw like 2 of them. She's like, here's your pink slip. Go to the office, you know, which a pink slip at our school was like you got caught cheating or something like that. So I go up there and go in the office, and our principal at the time, they were really cool. If so facto, the next year that 8th grade social studies teacher who hated me became the principal of the school. So it did not go well for me. So I go in there with this pink slip and I'm like, hey, Mr. Kiesling, and give him that. And he's like, what happened, man? You get caught cheating, trying to get done too quick? I was like, yeah, something like that, man. He's like, just signs it off. He's like, you're fine, man. You can hang out here in the office if you want. And I was like, sounds good to me, man. And just sat there for the next hour and then went back to class.
In reality, like her ass would have gotten chewed out.
Oh, yeah, because she wasn't
Being
ever
negligent,
checking it.
yeah.
Yeah, good times. Those are my two, like, really good ones.
You shouldn't get in trouble for finding a way through the system.
No.
It's just you're finding the flaw and exploiting it, man. Come on.
Yeah.
You get paid more for that in real life.
Wait, how would you break through the system? Show us. Can you please teach us your ways, Obi-Wan?
Oh, dude, I hated like the second half of high school.
Yeah.
I loved the first half of it. Could not stand high school after 10th grade.
Yeah. Yeah, I got kicked out at the beginning of 11th grade. Smoking cigarettes on school property.
We were just like, okay, so I got suspended for that, but I wasn't smoking. I didn't start smoking until I was 18.
Yeah.
So we went to skip school and we were on the way out and the truancy cop caught us.
Yeah.
But he had also caught 4 other people over behind Big Lots smoking cigarettes. So
you got lumped in?
We got lumped in with them.
Ours was, I had an E150 van. My buddy Dalton jumps in the right side. And he's like, come on, let's go. And hands me a cigarette. So we're pulling out, and as we're like leaving the T road, we pull up out of the parking lots, left and right road only. So I go to turn right, and that principal, who did not like me, had pulled his car back behind the buses so you could not see him except for once you got out on the road. Not excusing the horrible behavior here. So we're leaving, and Dalton had already lit his cigarette and was smoking out the window. I still had mine into my mouth because I was using the fucking cigarette lighter, the push button lighter.
Kids.
And he had already used it. So I put it back in, start it back up again, turn onto the road, drive off, get mine lit after we get like past the stop sign. And the next day I get into school, I'm walking in, and here comes that teacher that didn't like me.
No, I was smoking weed.
Yeah, no. It's cool. It was herbal. Hey, Wes, do you drive that big van? I was like, not today. Well, what do you mean? I was like, whatever vehicle is available at the house, I'll drive it. I had that van, my Blazer, an F-150, or like 2 F-150s. There was a Ford Escape, a Volkswagen Beetle at that time that we would just drive, whatever was available. I'd jump in a Saturn Ion, Oh, no, I drove my Blazer today. Oh, well, what'd you drive yesterday? I was like, I think I drove my van. I'm not positive. Why? He's like, you need to come with me. You were caught smoking on school grounds. And I'm like, by who? He's like, me. You guys didn't see me, but I was tucked away back there. And I'm like, where's the proof?
Did you record it?
Yeah, no, he did not. But so we walk in there, and he's like just giving us the whole 10 yards. And yeah, I'm just sitting there like, okay. If anybody knows like scolding an introvert, how well it goes, they're just going to shut down and not listen anyway. So he's sitting there just in my face. And I'm like,
see, that's weird though. Like when I was in 10th grade, the seniors were allowed, if they were over 18, could go out and smoke.
That's weird. Not us.
But like my junior year, they got rid of that.
Yeah. Yeah, I was 17 when this happened. And then
You rebel.
I know. Then I got kicked out of half a year of sports. So I only played golf at the time. So the first half of the season, I couldn't golf. I could practice, just not compete. Got through that. That was actually one of the most fun years of golf ever, just driving around golf carts every day. And then what else? Oh, I got randomly drug tested as soon as I got back to school. Day one coming back to school, I got randomly selected for a drug test after being kicked out of school for smoking.
Did you piss dirty?
No. But literally, it's hilarious. So I get there in the morning. We had to be to school by like 8:15. I walk in 8:10, walk in the bathroom, pee. They meet me at the door of the bathroom exiting. And they're like, you were randomly selected for a drug test. Pee in this right now. And I'm like, I literally just peed. And they're like, well, you need to come to the office. You're not allowed to be out of our sight until you pee in this cup, or else you're being kicked out of blah, 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 blah.
Listen, if they would have said, we need a sample, I would have went in there and bricked in that cup.
Here you go.
See what you can pull from there.
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna.
Nope. So they pulled me in the nurse's office. I had to sit there and chug water for like an hour until I could pee in a cup.
Oh, dude. When I had to take a drug test for our job,
Mm-hmm.
they came at me at like 6 a.m, like, this place is open right now. Go take a piss test. And I was like, I wish you would have told me that like right before I went to the bathroom.
Yeah. Yeah, that was one of the more awkward ones. When you started as the temp, did you have to suck on the tampon thing?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I can't get enough spit in this thing to make it wet to do the test.
Oh, I pre-wet my mouth.
Yeah.
Like I was sitting there, I was like, I know we're gonna do this. I started like doing
Shaving
the
your
suck-
bit up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that. And then when I got full time, went over to the
Ready med.
Ready Med or Med Stat, whatever it is, and walked in there. And then they have weird rules.
Yeah.
You have to go in. You have to pee with the toilet, see how it is. You're not allowed to touch the flush. Do not do anything. Don't wash your hands. Sit it down. Walk out. Come and get us. We'll walk in and take it. And I'm like, I'm going to piss clean. I promise. Oh, no, we need to search you before you go in. All your pockets must be empty and blah, blah. I'm like, I'm here for a job, not because I'm on probation violation or something. I'm like,
Yeah.
whatever. But did it. That was fine. Probably one of the best when I was trying to work at 5 Hour Energy.
Mm-hmm.
I went to the staffing resources company and I walk in and they're like, oh, yep, here's the jobs. We had talked on the phone about this one. I said, yeah, I'd really like to get over to 5 Hour. I've heard, they offer good hours. They had 4 10-hour days. And she's like, yeah, you're going to have to take a drug test though. And I'm like, okay. And so she hands me this cup. She's like, there's the bathroom, go pee. And I was like, okay, you need like any rules or any? Nope, just pee in the cup and bring it back. I go, okay. Come back. And I'm like, there you go. And it's, in a jar sealed. She goes, throws it away. You passed. Never looked at it, never tested it. And I was like, well, how do you know I passed? She goes, you know how many people come in here and they know they're not going to pass? They don't come in and willingly take a piss test. She's like, I know you're clean. There is no way you would just come in and be like, yeah, sure, here, give it to me, and then go pee and bring it back to me. I was like, okay, good point.
The funniest one I ever had, I went to go work at a job I had previously worked at Buckhorn.
Mm.
And so like I went to Pro Resources and they was like, we're gonna need a piss test. So I went in there and could not like piss. So I was like, I sat the head on the tip of the cup.
Come on, dribble,
And
dribble.
like I felt it start coming. So I leaned forward like over the toilet, like you actually taking a piss.
Superman.
And so I was sitting like that, started pissing, raised it up because I had so much force behind it, started pissing all over the wall.
Scrape it in. Scrape it in the cup.
I got enough. It was like that much.
Yeah.
I was like, there's a lot of toilet paper in the you told me not to flush. There's a lot of toilet paper in there. I don't want to explain why.
I pee out of my butt.
Yeah, dude.
We are so similar, or whatever it was. We're not so different,
you
you and I.
Oh man.
Good movies.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, that was a pretty funny one.
Mm-hmm. I want to go back and watch the other scary movies past 1, 2, and 3, like the ones I really
like 4 and
remember.
5.
Watch 4 and 5. I remember 4 because it was like the Saw spoof and had Dr. Phil and Shaq in it. And
5 was the one where Charlie Sheen like took a shit ton of Viagra.
never seen 5 at all.
Yeah, it's just like the starting one. I just remember that because like he falls out of a window and he's like stuck in the ground, dick stuck in the ground.
Nice.
That's the only thing I remember.
Yeah.
I watched like the first like 5 minutes of it.
Yeah. Oh, you're one of the best at churning butter, if it was from that one or not. Yeah, that's not what we call it back home. Cindy, your TV's leaking.
Uh,
Oh, goodness.
how long we been at it this time?
Hour 37.
Hour 37. Let's pull one more.
Ooh, let's do it. Let's keep it
Okay.
going.
It says you are magically pulled into a video
Ooh,
game
this
to
is a good one.
live the rest of your life. What game are you choosing?
Fallout.
Listen, okay.
If I get to live, like if I get respawns and stuff, just like you would in the normal game.
Are you the main character? That's the question.
Of course.
Are you going to be like a random person that's sitting at your house and gets butt fucked by a death claw?
Oh, yeah, as long as I spawn again afterwards.
Did you ever watch that video I sent you where they had the death claw mod? Gave the death claw like
Huge tits.
Huge tits,
Yes.
it's like at least he went out the way he wanted to.
It's a mod to fix the bugs, right?
I don't know. There's so many games. I don't think I would choose one that's like post-apocalyptic.
I don't know.
Maybe.
Or Baldur's Gate.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Are you fucking the bear?
Well, duh.
Probably.
Well, it's a guy, so I don't know.
Eh.
Maybe. My character's generally a girl.
You could pretend it's a girl bear.
Mm-hmm. Well, my character.
That was the worst wink ever.
She has a big wiener, so. And her name is Clitoria.
Clitoria.
Yep. And I think my second run was Volvaria.
I don't know. Cyberpunk would be nice, even though it's like kind of not post-apocalyptic.
Yeah.
But what's the? It's just like crappy.
It's like futuristic, steampunky,
Mm-hmm.
maybe more just it's cyberpunky.
Cyberpunk. Yeah, it's cyberpunk.
So weird.
But yeah, either that or like Stardew Valley, something like
Yeah.
that. Something like where it's chill.
BioShock.
Again,
Welcome to Rapture.
I'm just looking at myself not being the main character.
Yeah.
So what I
Oh,
want,
if you were like an NPC
Yeah,
in
you
one
were
of these
NPC.
worlds.
maybe
Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing, or like
I'm not going to get murked.
76 Appalachia,
That'd be a good one.
back to easy life.
There's just Tony Hawk.
Oh, you're just getting grinded on by.
Yeah. Do you see they announced 3 and 4 remaster coming out July 11th? I cannot wait.
Oh, you can buy it for yourself for your birthday.
Yeah. Just a couple days off. That, and I can't wait till we get to Undergrounds and American Wasteland.
Oh, dude.
I bought it for Trace on PS2, and he's like, "Hey, Dad, come on. Look, this game came in. Thanks for buying it for me." I'm like, "That's mine, man. You can play it because you have a PS2. I don't. Come play with me. Come play with me." Kept bugging me. So one night, I'm like, finally like, "Fine, let's go play it, man. Get it turned on. I wish you'd just bring it down here so we could play it. I'll come up to your room." Okay. So we're playing. He's like, "Yeah, I'm going to kick your butt, Dad. I'm getting so good at this. You have no idea." I push his shit in so hard. He literally, I don't even think I finished the first trick, and he got up and turned it off. He's like, "You're too good at this," and walked away. I'm like, no, man, come on. Turn Tony Hawk back on. I bet I have more time on Tony Hawk's than any of the Fallouts added together.
Oh yeah, me too. Oh, hands down.
Mm-hmm.
That was my shit. Like Tony Hawk 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Thug 1, American Wasteland.
Mm-hmm.
I did what was it? Not Section 8. Tony Hawk Section 8. Project 8.
Project 8. I did not like Project 8 because
foot.
of how close the camera was to the person.
They tried to mimic Skate too much.
They did. And I'm like, it makes it more realistic. And I'm like, no, that's not why I play Tony Hawk. I would play Skate if I wanted that.
I thought we were supposed to have Skate 4 out by now. I thought that was...
I would play it if they played like Tony Hawk.
Skate 2 was pretty good.
Yeah. I'd always heard they were good, but I'm not there for the realism, or I'd go get my skateboard out and ride it and break my old ass hips.
See, that's what Skate 2 kind of backs off on a little bit. Because you got like the Thrasher challenges where you like try to break as much bones as you can and shit like that. All it is like instead of hitting buttons to do certain things, you have to like flick
I know. I couldn't remember it. I could never get it. But regular Tony Hawk, I like the little challenges and just like get a high score type of thing. That's fun. Just meaningless games you can play that aren't like stressful or anything, or they shouldn't be. It's Tony Hawk. Uh, yeah, I can't wait. That'll be so much fun. And then I'd seen, I think I sent it to our group chat. I text Trace about it. He just says, cool.
Yeah.
Then I'm at work and Tony Hawk's on those CoQ10 supplement commercials now because I take statins like a lot of you for high cholesterol. My CoQ10 levels are low, blah, blah, blah. And I take this brand of CoQ10. And one of the guys looks at me and he's like, "Do you hear that guy has some new video games coming out?" And I'm like, "Actually, they're old video games. They're just remastering them." And there's the interesting tale of how much money he made from all those games.
I think he made like 4 million off of like one,
Yeah.
the first one.
And how much it was like that they guaranteed him as they kept selling, but they guaranteed it with like astronomical numbers that they didn't think would ever happen in like 1995 when Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 came out, or 96, whenever it was. I had it on N64. But they promised him, I think it was like something like such a large percentage of the income of each game that he has made an obscene amount of money off of these games. And he saved skateboarding.
Yeah.
Those games did. It was dying off.
Yeah. It was too, what's one like too separated.
Yeah.
Because like you had like the West Coast, like Z Boys and stuff like that.
Yeah. And the Dogtown Boys.
Yeah.
And
they were like, "Oh, vert is stupid."
they were all street.
And then at that point, they were still running penny boards.
Yeah.
So,
Whatever they could get. Like Palo Alto hadn't started making like really good boards yet.
none of the concave trick boards we have today.
No, nothing
They're-
like that.
Yeah, their tricks back. Like, have you like actually sat and watched like an old skateboarding competition?
I don't know how they do it. I've sat there and watched them, and I do not understand how they're doing that stuff.
Yeah, it's like super great balance and shit like that.
Yeah.
And then Tony Hawk, he's like took it to the next level, and then he ruled the '90s with skateboarding.
In the extreme games.
And then you get people that are like, "Oh well, you got like Bam, you got like Eric Costin, all these great skaters that way outweigh Tony Hawk." I was like,
No.
do they have their own fucking video game?
No.
Like,
Though I'll say American Wasteland was Bam's game.
yes.
But
I would have liked to see like a Bam game, but like commercially, Tony Hawk is the best skater.
yes. Oh, of course. There's no doubt.
And his grandson is also Kurt Cobain's grandson.
Yes, that's true.
He wins twice, brother.
Yep. He's great at painting ceilings and riding skateboards.
What do Kurt Cobain and Da Vinci have in common? They both paint ceilings.
Paint ceilings.
Oh shit!
my
I think
goodness.
we're gonna call it after that one.
That was a wonderful joke. Hey, please go on all of our linked places. Join our Discord. Follow us on the Twitter, which is now X.
X.
Yes, follow us on our X.
Elon.
Daddy Elon, thank you. I know you were actually our first subscriber, and I really appreciate that. That couple B's you donated to us really helped us buy this $62 camera.
The small loan of $2 billion.
Yeah, small loan that we get to pay back after 1,004 years.
Yeah, but thank you
That's
guys.
still like $1 million a year. $2 million a year. We're gonna be so poor.
But anyway, thank you guys for watching. If you guys enjoyed this, make sure you hit the like button. If you want to see more, hit subscribe. We do have a Discord, like as follow us on Twitter. I will put every link in our bio. I think it's on our page as it sits right now.
Yeah.
You can probably just go up in a little header, and you can see the Twitter. You can see our Discord.
Yep. Maybe one day Spotify, if they quit deleting us. Maybe we change the name on Spotify. Maybe that's an issue.
Maybe. Kissing cousins, maybe.
Yeah.
I might get
Kissing
more.
cousins for practice. Maybe the middle-aged millennials.
Middle-aged millennials.
Oh.
I don't know. I don't think Outcast in-laws are that bad.
Yeah, I don't, but apparently they have an issue with it.
We just do the retard me, the outlaw in-law.
Outlaws and in-laws.
I like
And I'm
saying
like,
that- I like
well,
saying
now
that-
that sounds like we're into breaking a bunch of laws and running drugs. Maybe we should change that.
We just got two of us holding like the old burlap sacks and cash.
We have sombreros on. How the fuck was I supposed to know they had a bunch of guys on them? I just thought I got drunk and bought a bunch of sombreros.
Oh shit! All right, guys. Thank you for watching. See you guys
See
later.
you in the next one, guys.